Why are there so few estate agency trainers in the UK? Today I'm joined by the wonderful Richard Rawlings, who is an estate agency trainer. But we were talking on camera before we switched them on, and we got to us that we couldn't get beyond 9 estate agency trainers. So when you consider, Richard, that there are, 14,500 estate agency firms, and the vast majority of them, 11 or 12,000 of them, are 1 or 2 branch networks, so they're not going to have a trainer. There's not many of you around. Is it, what is it? Is it there's not enough demand for it, or tell me, give me your thoughts.
It's interesting, and I'm very glad there are not many estate agency trainers. It's very good for my business. I think a lot of the time, though, what happens is, because, as you say, a lot of them are 1 or 2 branch firms, and they're operated by people who started off as junior negotiators, became senior negotiators, listers, managers, and they followed what their manager did, and that's all they have ever thought they needed to know.
Or they've got the book from Countrywide or Halifax.
Absolutely. They've done either their own training program, or they are influenced and taught by the person just by osmosis, just by watching what their boss does effectively, which is such a shame. And that's what gives me such a buzz, because I came into training after having been trained and understood the psychology, because when I worked in South Africa, I had to be trained in order to qualify. So I went to night school before I was allowed to show people on my bicycle at that stage. And it was absolutely fascinating. The stuff, the knowledge that was there, the science, the psychology of agency was fascinating. That's why I subsequently became a trainer. And what I love doing is training agents, even agents who've been in the business for 30, 40 years, one told me the other day, Richard, I wish I'd heard this 37 years ago. Because you don't know what you don't know. And if you're only absorbing what your boss does, you're never going to progress beyond what that agency's ever done. And if it's a 1 branch agency, then that means it is the caliber of a 1 branch agency. It might only want to be 1 branch, but if you want to progress and do really well, you need to learn other stuff. So I make it my business to go around the world learning other stuff and sharing it with my clients. Now, some people call that theft. I call it research.
Is that where you get your kicks?
Absolutely, I love it. Wouldn't do anything else.
Okay, so what does your training do for estate agents? And again, other trainers are available, but you're the one that's on the sofa.
Yeah. What does it do for agents? Well, I hope it's not. I mean, the other day an agent asked me, could I do some back to basics training? And I said, no. He said, sorry, what do you mean no? I said, well, why do you want back to basics training? And no one's going to hire you because you're basically good. They hire you because you're extraordinary. Give me your best people for a day and let's take them to extraordinary.
Because you're very well known in the industry of getting higher fees for estate agents.
Yeah, my passion. And it's not just the single course raising fees instantly about doing that. There's more. I mean, half of that course is the dialogues. And if I do sell this course as a recorded version in 2 sections, and I bet people go straight to the dialogues. And there's a big warning: do not go straight to the dialogues, because more than anything, it's a mindset on that. So yeah, what do people get out of training? What they get is hopefully the inspiration that goes with learning something new that is directly applicable to what you do on a day-to-day basis. And if only I'd known that before, I'm going to use that. And the number of times experienced agents say, that's brilliant, I'm going to use that tomorrow. There's other stuff they're going to say, oh, don't like that. I said, well, fine, don't use it, but be aware some of your competitors might be using it against you.
Indeed. And what about people who get trained but then don't carry on with it? What tips would you give to people on that?
Well, hopefully, I like to think in mind that they do carry on with it, because a lot of it, as I say, is sort of light bulb moment, inspiration. They say, oh, that's great, and they'll just do it for the rest of their career. If they don't, well, if they're the sort of people who don't act on what they learn, then
I mean, I often say that the boss should be involved with the training as well.
Oh yeah.
Because
that's one of my big bugbears, actually, Chris, is an agency boss will say, my people need training. And I say, you are going to be there as well, aren't you? Because how can I empower them? And I say, bring everyone on the course. I want your administrators, negotiators, listers for a 1 or 2 branch firm, because people are inspired by and by what other people are doing. So it's all very well talking to listers, but if the negotiators can see what we're training the listers, they've got something to aspire to. I say, oh my goodness, there's far more to it than that. And if the boss is not there how can they, because I treat them all as if they own the business, everyone on the course, and they might pick up on one or two of the initiatives that I share, and they take it to the boss, I'm going to do this. And if he doesn't know what they're talking about or hasn't understood the context in which it's been trained, he can't support them.
So do you think that's one of the reasons why we probably haven't got more trainers, is that the bosses and the whole team don't get involved?
Well, the bosses think they're the trainer, but they only know what they know. Of course, the other thing on a training day is when the boss is there and answers my first question, thereby giving his staff license to sit back and let him take it. So if ever you're doing a training course with me and you're the boss, sit at the back of the room, support a couple of things maybe, but just please keep quiet and let the guys do it.
What other reasons do you think why people don't pick it up, or when they do get taught, don't carry on with it?
I haven't really found it that much. So I'm speaking from my own. I get people who say, oh, I went to your course three years ago and it's been, that aspect of it has been brilliant. I probably don't hear about the ones who don't pick up on it.
So you do face-to-face training. What else do you do for agents?
Yeah, I mean, most of what I have been doing is face-to-face. I put some of it online as well, and because agents can see it lots of times, they can just show it to agents who weren't able to make it on the day, and they use it as a resource. But there's still a big demand for face-to-face training, and I get that. But I am actually putting a whole subscription model together, because it's quite expensive, to get a guy out there in a whole day. And some people want a different financial approach to it. So I'm making a subscription model where you can pick and choose on a sort of menu-driven type thing, where they can choose the type of training they want, and also writing a blog material, market comment. I do a market comment video every month that they can either take my video or use the script or have it branded. I do client persuasion videos. I'm just about to launch a WhatsApp Monday motivator, so every Monday they'll get that. So quite a lot of stuff going on. But watch this space for that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Richard. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard is an exceptional trainer, content provider, and I've known him for years and never seen a bad word against him. So if you are an open-minded agent and you want your team to be trained and developed on fees and other aspects of a state agency, please do check him out. I must stress to you all that Richard's not been paid, not paid anything to be on the sofa, or I've not been paid. It's just that I've known Richard for years. He gives damn good value for money. We've done lots of different other topics, and I just wanted to give him an opportunity to almost do a little bit of a sales pitch, give back in return. So thank you for your time today, Richard, and thank you for watching.
That's very kind, Chris. Thank you.